Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ritvik and I am your Indian living in Germany since the last 6 months. And here I am to talk to you about your initial travel expenses when you move from India to Germany. So let's just check out quickly what are the various travel expenses that you will be needing to incur, or your certain expenses that you should be keeping in mind so that your journey from India to Germany is super smooth. Right, so I have divided the video into 10 segments. So these are my top 10 list of things, starting off with your home rent, your home deposit, your airfare, your travel insurance, your health insurance, your cab fare, your monthly travel ticket rates, the food for the entire month, the mobile and internet fees that you would be paying for 1 month, and obviously something else that's called the TV and radio broadcaster fees for a particular month. All right, so let's just quickly get started. So when you move to Germany, the first major expense that you will probably have to cater to is your accommodation, that is your home rent and deposit. It's pretty much like how it works out in Indian major cities. So your rent in Germany is pretty expensive because there's a huge influx of people who just starting to move into Germany from various parts of the globe, just because the US is shutting its door, and obviously Germany has probably the best infrastructure for education and the automobile industry, right? So that's majorly the reason why more and more people are moving to Germany nowadays, and thus the high rents of your accommodation. So when you talk about home rents being high, how high can this go? So unlike India, in Germany you do not really have the concept of a 1 BHK or a 2 BHK or a 3 BHK, right? So you call them as 1 bedroom apartments, 2 bedroom apartments and 3 bedroom apartments, which basically means you'd have 1, 2 or 3 bedrooms with a living room and a kitchen and a washroom. That's about it. And you would be obviously having a keller at the basement, which will probably have your washing machine and a small storage area kind of a thing. Right, so for a 1 bedroom apartment, you're looking to shell anywhere between 900 to 1,300 euros in a city like Munich, and it can actually even be as crazy as 1,500 euros. And similarly, the deposit would be your monthly rent into two. So your 2 months rent would be the deposit for the house that you would be booking, and you have to pay the rent and the deposit upfront. Remember, without paying the deposit, you'll not be getting the keys to the house. So make sure you have that money with you. So the third thing is the airfare. Okay, so with airfare, because we are from India and we're not really traveling too far, Europe is just about 9 hours travel, air travel from our country. So the airfare is pretty much dependent on where exactly you're flying in from India. If you're flying in from the west coast, obviously you are flying lesser distance, thus you'll be paying lesser amount. So for example, I flew out from Bangalore via Qatar Airways, and I booked my tickets almost a month in advance, and I ended up paying 30,000 rupees. Okay, similarly I am planning to again fly out from Delhi in June 30th, and the fare in Emirates was 24,000, and the fare in Emirates from Calcutta to Munich on same date was 48,000. So it's pretty much dependent on the sector that you're flying and the aircraft that you choose, the airways that you choose. Right. Up next is your travel insurance and your health insurance. That's point 4 and 5. Remember, in Germany, it's a developed country, and you will not be allowed to enter this country without having your travel and your health insurances. It's your responsibility to get these two done, and travel insurance is not really that expensive. It can cost you approximately 100 rupees per day. So I opted for 7 days travel insurance. That costed me 700 rupees, and I chose HDFC Ergo for that. And for the health insurance, my company pays half the money and I pay half the money. So for the health insurance in Munich, I've chosen the TK services because they have English support for the first year, and that costs me around 370 euros a month. The next one is cab fare. Obviously, you'll not be walking to your home from the airport, right? So you need to book a cab or take the S-Bahn from the airport to wherever that you would be leaving. So obviously you need to shell money there as well. So pretty much what I've seen is from Munich airport to anywhere in the city, it's roughly around 66 to 70 euros That is what it should cost you, not really more than that. And the S-Bahn, I'm not really sure, I'll have to look up the internet for that, but it shouldn't be more than 20 euros is what I understand. But again, you have to notice that you are coming into the city for the first time, and you might not be very confident about train routes and maps and locations, and you will be having luggage as well, so it's always better to book the cab. So I'd always advise you take the S-Bahn, shell out that extra cash, but it's worth it in the end. Right, up next is your daily transportation. So you are in Munich now, or you are in Berlin or Dusseldorf or Stuttgart or wherever that you are in Germany, and you are very excited. You will be needing to travel places, but how? The German public transportation system is awesome. They have buses, they have the suburban railway networks that they call as S-Bahn, they have the underground metro that they call as the U-Bahn, and they also have the trams, or the streetcars as they call it in Canada or the US, right? And all of them can be covered by using a single monthly ticket, and that costs around 66.60 euros in Munich. It might be different in Berlin or Hamburg or Dusseldorf or wherever, but yeah, that's pretty much the amount in Munich. It's 66.60 for the first 3 rings. Yes, a city, any metropolitan city in Germany is divided into rings. The first 3 rings in Munich are the inner district, that is where you would be finding majority of the companies, the city center, the hotshot areas and whatnot, and the monthly ticket for that is 66.6 euros. Up next is your food costs. Yep. So you are in Germany and you cannot die of hunger, right? You have to eat. Pretty much obvious. Yes. Yeah, you might well bring food from your home for the first 2 or 3 days, but after that you do have to go outside and do your own grocery shopping. Remember, we don't really have cooks or maids or big basket kind of a service in Germany. It's you and your foot that has to go out of your home and buy grocery, come back home, cook them, clean your utensils, and eat and then sleep. Yeah, don't skip your meals, you'll fall sick. And here, no one is there to take care of you. So, yeah, eat healthy, and by healthy, you would expect to spend around 10 to 15 euros per person per day on an average meal, provided you're cooking at least once a day. So 10 to 15 euros is your pretty much food expenses for a month per person, if you are cooking once at least on your home. Next is your mobile and your internet fares. Right? So unlike India, we do not have this system of unlimited internet supply in Germany. Or even if you have them, they'll be super duper expensive, which you cannot afford, at least in the beginning. Yes, you probably would have to suffice with 5 gigs or 10 gigs of data, which would come to you for, say, at around 10 to 30 euros, and your internet will obviously be 33 euros up till 60 euros for a good chunk of data. Okay, the last one is your TV and your radio broadcaster fees, and that is 17 euros a month, and this is a fare that you have to pay to the government for using the TV and the radio services, even though you have not used them, because all the TV channels or the radio channels just spoke German. And I'm assuming you're new to the city or the country and you do not know German, so you're not doing too well with the TV easier, right? So yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. They charge you for the TV and radio even if you do not watch, but yeah, that's something that you have to take into consideration. Can't help, sorry, that's Germany for you. Anyway, so that's pretty much about all the expenses that you would be incurring on your first month when you move. So I'd recommend you to keep a minimum of 6,000 euros in your pocket before you really move into this country, so that your transition is as smooth as possible. And as you can see, I am already running the IPL match in the background because I have a subscription bought per month for Indian channels. So yeah, if you are a TV buff, do not worry, you have Indian channels here as well. So you can watch your Saregamapas, or you can watch your IPLs or the World Cup at probably paying the same amount that you pay back in India for your Airtel services or your Tata Sky services. So the ground's pretty much covered in that sense as well. Right, so that's about it, guys. That was a short and sweet video about your expenses. If you have any more questions, make sure you write down in the comment section below. I will give you answers. And so that's about it, guys, for this video. That's pretty much what I had. And if you have any questions, do write them down in the comment section below. I'll run through them and give you as accurate answers as possible. And if you have any other doubts, feel free to write an email to me. I'll definitely respond back to you. And if you've watched till here, please like the video and give it a thumbs up, and make sure you also hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, because I'm already 6 months old in this country, and I'm going to bring you regular videos so that I can help all of you settle down in this country as smoothly as possible, because I've already seen hurdles and I do not want you to be a part of it. So enjoy, worry not, and fly safe. Bye bye. Have a great day.